UPSC might not ask you from one particular topic, but might ask you a question from multiple topics integrated together, right? So whenever we read a standard book, it's quite bulky, okay? So a chapter is like of 10, 12 pages, which is in a paragraph format, which makes it difficult to revise, right? But just imagine the entire content of 10 to 12 pages being combined and compiled into one particular table, which is very, very easy, not just to read, but also to revise and recall things. You will see the different places and different wetlands. You have the lakes, you have the tributaries, the major rivers, major dams, everything in one place, right? So unlike the ones which we generally see out in the market, like what we find in our standard books, it's quite boring. But these are very engaging, easy to remember. Like if you have a very good pictographic memory, it will actually get copy pasted in your mind.
I started my full-fledged preparation after I joined the Ultimate Assessment Program at Civils Daily.
There is a 12-month strategy which I have done on Civils Daily platform only.
I reached out to the Civils Daily team.
Civils Daily.
Current affairs में Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
With Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily. Civils Daily. To Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
A mentorship program of Civils Daily, and that did help me a lot.
Hello everyone, I'm Sri Lakshmi. I've cleared UPSC Civil Service Examination 2023. In this video, I'll be discussing about flash notes for Dominate Prelims, and this will be for UPSC Prelims Examination 2025. The topic that I'm going to discuss in this video is rivers. So past 10 years, that is 2015 onwards till 2024, PYQ micro themes have been analyzed, and broad 12 dimensions across geography, environment, and administrative themes have been analyzed. And these are river origins, flow patterns, important tributaries, Ramsar sites, mountains, passes, glaciers, dams, UNESCO sites, national parks, tiger reserves, and wildlife sanctuaries. UPSC might not ask you from one particular topic, but might ask you a question from multiple topics integrated together, right? It might integrate national parks and river origins. It might integrate important tributaries with tiger reserves or wildlife sanctuaries. So that's how UPSC asks questions. You must have an idea and holistically prepare it, right? So how are these flash notes going to help you? So there are dimensions such as river origins, flow patterns, tributaries, ecological impacts, and cultural significance that have been meticulously covered in revision-ready tables. Now, what do I mean by revision-ready tables? So whenever we read a standard book, it's quite bulky, okay? So a chapter is like of 10, 12 pages, which is in a paragraph format, which makes it difficult to revise, right? But just imagine the entire content of 10 to 12 pages being combined and compiled into one particular table, which is very, very easy, not just to read, but also to revise and recall things, right? So that's what is being focused, or the underlying philosophy behind preparing the flash notes, right? Now, these are revision ready tables to ensure 100% prelims readiness. All right. There are columns and detailed tables that are carefully created to clarify those complex topics, which are like covering up to around 12 dimensions that have been discussed already, right? There is also super maps of Himalayan and peninsular rivers, which represent, it's actually trying to collate different maps into one map. So like I said, UPSC does not, treat each topic in silos, but asks things in integrated manner, right? So just imagine having all the relevant UNESCO sites, national parks, mountain peaks, Ramsar sites, mountain passes, glaciers, dams along the flow of the river in one single map. So that's called a super map, and that has been included in this, right? So there has been a rigorous analytical approach that has gone into this note-making process, and that's how you have to make your notes as well, right? So moving into this, first one is the Himalayan river system, which is Ganga. Now, Ganga river system, prelims PYQs that have been asked is in 2016, which of the following are the key features of National Ganga River Basin Authority? The river basin is the unit of planning and management. It spearheads the river conservation efforts at the national level. One of the chief ministers of the state through which the Ganga flows becomes the chairman of NGRBA on a rotation basis. Which of the following is correct? That is one question. In 2015, if you want to see gharial in their natural habitat, which one of the following is the best place to visit? So a list of options have been given here. Again, you can see here Corbett National Park, Ganga, Kaziranga National Park, Manas, Silent Valley National Park, Kaveri. So the national parks are given and the rivers are given. So this is what I said, integrated preparation is very much required. So based on the above observations, like we have seen these PYQs, what is the observation? That we can analyze that we need to build very strong pillars along the origin of the river. Okay, geological features of the basin plain, its right bank and left bank tributaries, human settlements, government projects along the river banks, etc. These are things that needs to be covered holistically. These micro themes are nowadays away from our standard materials and monthly magazines. In this scenario, we need to get over these static facts based on our indigenous research and comprehensive mapping, right? Then, so this is about Ganga, about it, the geological composition, the tributaries, the left bank and right bank. Separately, you need to understand that as well. What are the projects that have been undertaken? The tributaries of Ganga river system, different tributaries have been given and their geographical features have been given. Okay, then the major national parks on the Ganga river system. Okay, that have been given, and you can also see cultural heritage sites on the Ganga river system, like Sundarbans. Okay, so this is the super map which I was talking about. Like if I zoom in, you can see a lot of things together. Like you can see bird sanctuaries here, you can see places, you can see different hills. So everything in one place, not just rivers, but a lot of things together, right? Which actually makes it easy whether the Parvati Arga Bird Sanctuary is above Ayodhya or below it, or above the Ganga system or below it. So such kind of details UPSC asks you, which you need to be aware about, right? Next. Next is the Indus River system. Again, the super maps. If you zoom in, you will see the different places and different wetlands. You have the lakes, you have the tributaries, the major rivers, major dams, everything in one place, right? Moving on to PYQs, here you can see in 2023 a question have been asked. Jhelum River passes through Wular Lake. Krishna River directly feeds the Koleru Lake. Meandering of the Gandak River formed the Kanwar Lake. So which of the following is correct? Then you have with reference to the Indus River system of the following 4 rivers, 3 of them pour into one of them, which joins the Indus directly. Among the following, which one of the river joins the Indus directly? Okay, such kind of questions you can see. You can see glaciers and rivers have been asked. Okay. Now, based on the observation, what do you understand? What do you analyze? That we need to build strong pillars along the origin. Again, geological features, the right bank, left bank tributaries, human settlements, these things needs to be covered, right? So this is about the Indus River system, geological composition, tributaries you can see. Then you can see the tributaries and about them, certain lakes and glaciers, because it's in the northernmost part, so glaciers also becomes important. So I just showed you that. Lakes and glaciers in the Indus River system, other minor rivers of Indus Basin, because questions have come, like the tributaries like Shyok, Spiti, Zaskar, Satluj. So such kind of rivers, small rivers also becomes important. Now this is the Brahmaputra river map. So here on the left hand side, you can see the super map, and on right hand side, you can see the prelims that have come, all the prelims questions that have come related to Brahmaputra river system. And you can also see the table related to about the type of rock, the type of soil that can be seen, the tributaries, projects and treaties, human settlements. Then you can see a list of tributaries, their origin and about them. Okay. Then you can see heritage sites on Brahmaputra river system, conservation sites on Brahmaputra river system like Kaziranga National Park, Manas National Park, Dibru-Saikhowa, Nameri National Park, Orang National Park. So these kind of things also you can see the location, important flora, important fauna. That's all that is required, right? Then next is the Yamuna river system. Again, a question had been asked in 2008 about it. Then the Chambal river system. Then you can see the Son river system. Then you have the peninsular river systems of central India, Narmada and Tapi. Prelims questions have been asked. What do we need to prepare in these after observing the PYQs? Is that again similar what we prepared earlier, like the geographical features, the right bank and the left bank tributaries. All these needs to be covered in this as well, right? Then you have the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Just look at these maps, how engaging and how interesting it looks, right? It's very visually appealing. All right. So unlike the ones which we generally see out in the market, like the what we find in our standard books, it's quite boring. But these are very engaging, easy to remember. Like if you have a very good pictographic memory, it will actually get copy pasted in your mind, right? Then you have this system, Chota Nagpur Plateau Rivers. Then you have the details about that as well. Then you have Mahanadi River system, about the features and the course, tributaries, human settlements. Here you can see the Godavari River system. Again, a very engaging map. You can see the different tributaries, the left bank and the right bank. Where does it originate from? Where does it end? Okay, peninsular river systems of Deccan and South India. Here again, Godavari River system, you can see a question recently linking of which of the following rivers was undertaken. Okay, consider the following rivers Vamsadhara, Indravati, Pranita, Pennar. These questions have been asked. So about the geological composition, the tributaries, conservation sites, human settlement projects. Again, if you're making your own notes, such kind of these dimensions needs to be there in your notes, right? So just note down if you are noting down. Then you have different tributaries and the explanation, right? Then you have the Krishna River system. Again, a very interesting map. Prelims PYQs, 3 questions have come from here in 2019 and 2015. Okay, about tributaries, a list of tributaries. Did you know west flowing Karnataka Kali River? So maybe it was asked in 2007. That was why a separate table has been given in to mention the Kali River. Then you have the Kaveri River system. Prelims PYQ questions, 1, 2, 3, 4 questions have come from this. Again, few things related to it, like even the tribes and the cultural sites are included in this table, right? Then you have the Penna River. Again, similarly, Penna River, then the Great Grand Canyon of India, Gandikota Canyon, which have been asked in 2022. What is a canyon? Again, going to the basics, right? Then you have the Periyar River system. 1 question have already come from there. Then you have some important facts, which is the major rift along the rivers. Okay, you need to understand that as well, like Indus Rift along Indus River, Ganga Brahmaputra Rift along the Ganga River and the Brahmaputra River, Narmada Rift along the Narmada River. So such kind of rift have been mentioned here. Then you have the national parks and their minor rivers. For example, in across Vansida National Park, which is in Gujarat, Ambika river flows through. So sometimes such small minor rivers can also be asked. So there is a list of that as well. Then you have major temples and rivers. So which temple is located on the banks of which river? For example, Brihadeshwara temple is located on the banks of Kaveri river. Meenakshi temple is located on the banks of Vaigai river. Virupaksha temple is located on the banks of Tungabhadra river. And what is the significance of these temples? These are not very small temples. These are UNESCO World Heritage Site temples, right? So this becomes important again. That this is how UPSC integrates different topics and asks the question. This is how you need to holistically prepare as well, right? If you're making your own notes, I hope you got an idea as to what all things needs to be covered and how it needs to be prepared, right? That's it for this video. All the best for your preparation. Thank you.